Hi friends, I hope wherever you are, you're having an amazing day. I'm Brigitte and this is what tomorrow brings. Today, I'm in Paris, France, and I want to take you to a French traditional lunch. I'm standing outside of Bouillon Pigalle. It is a large family-style dining hall that actually goes back to the concept of restaurants in the 1800s, where there would be these large food dining halls feeding soup to the workers in the middle of the day. That style of restaurant went away for many years, being replaced by brasseries and bistros. It has actually had a resurgence, and now you'll see many bouillons across the city with lines just piled outside the door, people waiting to get in patiently, and it's well worth the time. Why? Because you have the opportunity to enjoy traditional French cuisine at accessible prices, which is not something you really find often in France. You really have to sift through a lot. But here at Bouillon Pigalle, you can have that. You can have traditional French cuisine, and I'm so excited to take you guys along with me. Let's go. So our first round, we got the French onion soup, we got the tarama, which is a dip spread made with fish caviar, and then a escargot dish. So look at the soup here, beautiful broiled cheese on top and the bread sitting in there. This looks so good. Oh wow. Wow, look how cheesy that is. Man, there's so much in there. You got the onions. Wow. Wow. The cheese just keeps melting in there. Oh, I can't wait to try this. Let me get some here. Wow, that is so delicious. You're just chewing on the cheese as it's all melty and soft. And the flavor of onion is just incredible. Depth of flavor. You taste like the beef broth in there, the seasonings, the herbs that they put in. Let's get some of the bread in here too. So good. It's just, the bread is sopping with all the juices and the soup is just absorbed in there. Wow. Alright, this tarama looks delicious. Let's go ahead and try that. So they give you this nice bit of crusty bread and the tarama spread with olive oil in there, some parsley. It's really good. It has like a mayonnaise base, and then you have the fish caviar in there, and it's really thinly spread throughout there. It's not very chunky, very smooth. You get a little bit of that like fishy caviar flavor. That's really good. Very nice and cold. They serve it. And I really like the olive oil and the parsley in there. There's also lemon in there too, I'm getting. Very nice. Very different from like the Greek tarama. This is totally different in a good way. It's good. Getting some more of this soup. Wow. The cheese is still stretching. Oh. So good. And I love how they give you these big spoons so that you can scoop up a nice amount of broth in there too. It's delicious. Something I notice about the French onion soup here is that it's very heavy with onions and cheese. Sometimes onion soups are a little bit more brothy. This one has a lot of onion and a lot of cheese, so it's kind of like a dish all on its own. It's offered as a starter, but it's very hearty. It's got a lot of vegetable in there, a nice large piece of bread, and a lot of cheese. To go with our meal today, we got a Côte du Rhône bottle of red wine, and it is going really well so far with what we've ordered. Definitely recommend a Côte du Rhône. I'm ready to dig into the escargot now. We have this beautiful little plate with our snails all lined up in the parsley butter, and I can see them already swimming in the juice in there. I'm so excited to try these. Good, soft, chewy snails. It's more parsley heavy than garlic. Delicious, super, super fresh. These snails, they're just always, they take on the flavor of whatever they're seasoned with. And here it's very, very parsley, a little bit of lemon in there. Delicious. Look at that, you can see the butter and the parsley swimming in there, a little bit of the snail. Oh, that's gonna be so good. And of course, we've got some bread to sop up anything that's left over. All right, so our main dishes are here, and at the recommendation of our server, we requested the beef bourguignon and the pork shoulder with a potato gratin. And first looks, this looks incredible. The beef bourguignon is juicy, and it's got so much sauce, and it's got this little elbow noodles in there too. Looks like a true traditional beef bourguignon. And then the pork shoulder has this wonderful gravy on top of the pork with the potato gratin on the side. Looks so nice and fresh right out of the oven. I'm so excited to try it. Let's try the pork shoulder first. Oh wow, that breaks up so easily. Look at that. Oh, it's got nice fattiness to it. Oh man. Wow. And it's dressed with this gravy on top. That looks so good. I believe this is an apple gravy. I think those are little apple cubes in there if I remember correctly from the menu. Check that out. Wow. Okay. I remember now what the description was of the gravy in the menu. That pork is so soft and chewy. Chewy as in it breaks, not chewy. But the gravy, it's an apple cider gravy. So you have this wonderful zing of the apple cider, little tiny cubed apple pieces in there. Wow, this is so good, so hot, fresh. Wow, I love how this tastes. Let's try the potato. And you can just see all the thin scalloping of the potatoes. Those are put on the mandolin and sliced super, super thin, and then they're put in a baking dish with cream and spices and then baked to perfection. Perfect. So here we have the beef bourguignon, these tiny little noodles, and all this sauce and gravy. This is a red wine sauce that the beef is braised in with onions, carrots, other spices, bacon, and then the parsley on top. Look at that. Large chunks of meat in here. Wow. Wow. Just incredible. So juicy, full of flavor. Hearty is the word. It's almost like a beef stew. Just, it has so much sauce in there. It's not dry. The beef is braised for hours, you can tell, and then it just starts to fall apart. And then the noodles are just such a nice complement in there. Wow, I love the mirepoix of the carrots and the onions in there. They're like little tiny pearl onions. Wow, this is excellent. So our mains are all finished. We feel amazing, but it's time for dessert. So we ordered a pompidou, which is the French toast with a house-made caramel sauce, and a profiterole, and that is a cream puff pâte à choux filled with like a tower of vanilla ice cream in it, soft serve, and then chocolate sauce on top, and what looks like some peanuts or almonds on top of there too, and some espresso to go with it as well. Okay, I want to dig into this one first because it's starting to melt. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. And some chocolate in there. I'm not even gonna get to break into the actual pâte à choux. Wow. Wow, that is so refreshing. It's a milk ice cream, so it's very light, not too heavy. Oh my gosh. Let me get into the actual like cream puff part. Chocolate sauce is excellent too, not too hot, so it's not melting it so much, but now chewing into the nuts with the cream puffs and the chocolate. Wow. That's so ice cold. Delicious soft serve ice cream in there with the chocolate and the cream puffs. That's delicious. Wow, what a refreshing dessert after the beef bourguignon and the pork shoulder. This is just the perfect complement. Let's try the pompadour. This caramel sauce looks so good. It's so thick, almost like a caramel candy already. Oh, and the bread is very soft. Of course, like the French toast we know, dredged, the bread is dredged in egg. But this is a nice, really eggy consistency I see here. But this caramel sauce is what I'm really excited about. Wow, look how thick and chunky that is. A little bit of whipped cream. Wow. That caramel sauce is everything. My goodness. It's warm and it's thick enough that it just sits on the bread so it doesn't soak in. So you can chew. It's like a soft candy chew and then the bread and the whipped cream. Wow. That's excellent. Excellent. You can tell that's homemade. That's really, really good. Oh man, that was an incredible lunch. I enjoyed that so much. The escargot, the tarama, the French onion soup, the beef bourguignon, and the pork shoulder in the apple cider gravy was just so delicious. We had some great recommendations from our server, which they're all super friendly, by the way. And we really just enjoyed our time there. You really felt like you were in a fine dining restaurant, but in a relaxed atmosphere. It was a family style atmosphere. It was so fun. I really hope we get to come back before we leave. And another thing, pro tip, the lines are here all day. You can expect them. There will always be a line because of the accessibility of the food and how good it is in relation to that. But what we did today is we got here at about 11:40. The restaurant opens at noon, so we waited about 20 minutes, and you can ensure that you're gonna get seated in the first round. They seat 300 people at opening. This restaurant is a 2-level restaurant, so there will be plenty of space for you. Otherwise, it is worth your time. It is worth coming out and waiting in line. But if you can, get here a little bit before, within 30 minutes of opening, and you'll be sure to get the first seating. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. But please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this. We cannot wait to keep making more videos for you guys. We'll see you very soon.